Good morning, children. Today I am present here with the second stanza of the same poem, An Elementary School Classroom in a Slum by Stephen Spender. So before coming to the second stanza, I want to remind you in brief some points which you have read in the first stanza. So in the first stanza, we have seen that how the children reading in the elementary school classroom in a slum were looking pale, sickly due to their mental stress, due to their sorrowful condition, due to their miserable condition. The poet has described the appearances, looks of some of the children. There was a child sitting in the classroom who was very thin as a paper, whose bones were twisted, and this deformity he had inherited from his father. Then the poet has also described a girl who was tall and put her head down. Maybe she was sick, maybe she was also in stress, grieved. Amidst the children, there was one boy who was different from all the children sitting in the classroom. He seemed to be cheerful, happy, full of dreams. His dreams were not dead like other children. His dreams were alive. He was more interested in the scenery outside, in the greenery outside, than sitting in the dismal and dingy classroom. Now let's see the second stanza. On sour cream walls, here the poet describes the condition of the classroom. First of all, the poet says about the wall. The poet says that the color of the wall was sour cream. Means first of all, the wall was of white color, but as it was not painted for so many years, so its whiteness had turned into cream color. Cream color, off-white color, cream, light yellow color. The walls of the classroom were looking light yellow, were looking off-white, because the walls were not painted for a long time. And here the word sour is also used. Means the smell of the wall was sour. Sour means here unpleasant. The smell of staleness, the smell of dampness, as the walls were very old, so they were giving foul smell. Donations means on the wall, the names of the people who had given donation were displayed. Shakespeare's head, cloudless at dawn. On the walls, some pictures were also put up. Pictures of great writers, poets like Shakespeare was put up on the wall. Besides the pictures of the writers, some beautiful pictures representing the greenery, scenery were also hanging, such as the picture of dawn, D-A-W. Dawn means early morning, before the sun rises, when the first light of the day appears. The picture of early morning. In the early morning, generally, the sky is quite clear, without cloud. So the picture of early morning, which is cloudless, was also hanging on the wall. Civilized dome riding of cities. Civilized dome. There were some pictures of beautiful buildings with high domes. The pictures of buildings with high domes were also hanging on the wall. These high domes, the buildings with high domes, here represent the progress of civilization in the cities, the marvelous architecture in the cities. By these pictures, the poet has tried to express that on the one hand, the children were living here in a slum, in a dirty area. But there were some groups of people who were living in beautiful buildings which had high domes, which indicated the progress of civilization, advancement of civilization. Build flowery Tarolis Valley. There was one more picture, and that was the picture of valleys of Taro. The picture of the valley of Taro, full of flowers, full of ringing bells, was also on the wall, was also hanging on the wall. Which picture? The picture of the valley of Tyrol. Now what is this Tyrol? Where is this Tyrol? Tyrol is a region which lies in Austria and Italy. The valley of Tyrol, full of flowers and ringing bells, was also drawn in a picture and hanging on the wall. So, the walls of the classroom, though dirty, but decorated with the pictures of writers like Shakespeare and the pictures of some cities, pictures of beautiful morning and the pictures of valley. Open-handed map awarding the world its world. Besides these pictures, there was map also on the wall. But this map was open-handed map. Children, open-handed map here represents a random map, indefinite map, map drawn by the people in power at their will, according to their own choice. They had drawn this map. They had rulers like Hitler, dictators, had reshaped the map of the world. The world was reshaped was divided by some of the dictators like Hitler, and the map of such world was also on the wall besides the other pictures. So, open-handed map means random map, indefinite map, which was drawn by the people in power, which only indicated, which had only the beautiful cities, beautiful scene, which did not include the dirty areas, the slum areas, the poor people. Open-handed map awarding the world its world. This open-handed map, the map randomly drawn by the people in power, was awarding the children knowledge. This map was providing the children knowledge. Knowledge of what? Knowledge of the world. Knowledge of the cities of the world. Knowledge of the continents of the world. Knowledge of the countries of the world. And yet, for these children, these windows, not this map, their world, but these children, the children of the slum, had nothing to do with that map, with the map of the world. Why? Because they were unknown to the beautiful cities, they were unknown to the beautiful scenery, they were unknown to the beautiful morning. They were only known to their slum. So as these cities, this beautiful scenery had nothing to do with them, so this map was not their world. Their world was only the narrow street which was visible, which they could see from the window of the classroom. Open-handed map awarding the world its world, and yet for these children means for the children of slum, these windows, their world was only the world which they could see through their window. Means their narrow street, their overcrowded street. That was their world only. So what could they do to see the map of the world? Where all their futures painted with a fog. Their future was painted with fog. Where? In this narrow street, in this slum. Their life was confined to this slum. Their future was shaped in this slum. Here there is a figure of speech. There is comparison between the future and fog. As the fog is not clear, dim in the same way, the future of the children living in slum was also uncertain. They didn't know where they had to go, what they had to do, what they would become after getting education. So their future was as uncertain as the fog is unclear. So here there is metaphor because there is comparison between fog and the future of the children, but the words like as are not used. For these children, these windows, not this map, their world. So for the children of slum, only the narrow street which they could see through the window was their world. The map which was hanging on the wall, which was showing the continents and cities and countries of the world, was not their real world. Where all their futures painted with a fog. Their future was painted with a fog. Means they were uncertain about their future. They didn't know what they had to do in the future. A narrow street filled in with a lead sky, and their narrow street was sealed in, was closed by a lead sky. Lead sky means a dull sky, grey sky, the sky which had turned grey due to the fumes, due to the smoke coming from the factory, smoke coming from the factories and industry. The sky which had turned grey due to the fumes coming from the factory had sealed their narrow street, had blocked their narrow street, means they had no opportunity except living in this narrow street. Their opportunities were blocked. Children, this line has double meaning. One surface meaning. What is surface meaning? That the narrow street was sealed in, was closed by the grey sky. By the sky which was covered with fume coming from the industry. And the figurative meaning is that their opportunities were stopped. Now they had no other opportunities. They couldn't go anywhere. They couldn't do other work except living here. Far, far from rivers, caves and stars of words. They were quite far from the healthy atmosphere of the world, from the natural beauty of the world, from the greenery of the world. They had never seen what are the rivers, what are the caves. They were quite far from these natural objects, these natural scenes. And stars of words. What does it mean? Stars of words means the rivers, the caves, all are described by the poets, by the writers, with their beautiful words. And when they describe them with their beautiful words, their words are as bright, as beautiful as the bright stars. So when the children read the description of rivers and caves written in beautiful words of the poets or writers, they don't understand that what are these rivers and what are these caves. Why? Because they have never gone outside their slums. Their life is limited to the slums. Their life is stuck in this slum. So here again there is figure of speech, stars of words. Here there is comparison between stars and words used by the poet or writer to describe any beautiful thing. So the words used by the writer are also colorful, bright, because they create image, and the stars are also bright. So here again there is figure of speech, metaphor. Now some questions. So the first question is, where are donations and pictures placed? So the donations and pictures are placed on the sour cream walls, means on the dirty walls which had not been painted for so many years. Then question number 2. What is the future of the children living in a slum? The future of the children living in a slum is dark, uncertain. They don't know what they have to do, where they have to go. Question number 3. What does the map on the wall signify? The map on the wall signifies that the world belongs to only powerful men, rich men. The world has only the beautiful cities, beautiful rivers, beautiful valleys. It doesn't belong to poor people because the houses of the poor people, the slums of the poor people were not shown in the map. Now we'll talk about poetic device. So you can see the sentence, dome riding all cities. Dome riding. Children, dome is non-living thing. But here it has been treated like a living thing. Dome riding. So when a non-living thing is regarded, is treated like living thing, that is called personification. So here figure of speech personification is used. Then futures painted with a fog. Here there is comparison between future of the children and fog. Fog is unclear, dim, and the future of the children living in slum was also dark, also uncertain, and no words like and as are used. So the figure of speech metaphor is used here. In the same way, stars of words. Here also there is comparison between stars and words used by the poets and writers to describe any beautiful thing. So when the writers use colorful words to create image, the words are as bright as the stars. And no words like and as are used. So the figure of speech metaphor is here. That's all. Thanks.